I'm Otto Koedoder from the Netherlands, representing Dojo Shintai Ki, and this is my blue chevron exam for Bojutsu. I'll first start with the traditional techniques, then I move on to Kata free from two sides, and then the combat techniques. So first I will start with the traditional techniques. First right dominant, then left dominant. The first traditional technique is the sweep overhead front strike. Next is the reverse uppercut. Next is the reverse sweep uppercut. Next is the 3-point combo. Next is the 6-point combo. Next is the spinning overhead front strike. Next is the spinning overhead bridge strike. That was the last of the traditional techniques. Now moving on to Kata free 2 ends. Kata free first angle. Three. Okay, moving on to Kata free second angle. Kata free second angle. That was Kata free from two different angles. Now we're moving on to the combat techniques. First the speed strikes, then some theory about body targets, then horizontal parry, vertical parry, and circular parry. So I'm going to start with speed strikes. Moving on to some theory about body targets. So first we have the distraction targets, which are meant to obviously distract your opponent. So they're not meant to KO one or kill one, things like that. So you will target the eyes or the throat or the hands in order to make them drop a weapon. So things like that, you can use speed strikes like we just did to distract your opponent. Second are the nervous targets, very dangerous targets because you're targeting the nervous system. Mainly the back of the head, back of the neck, the whole spinal cord, to a lesser degree some targets on the hips, things like that. But mainly you're trying to get past your opponent and hit him very hard on the back of the head. Can probably be done as well in reverse grip, so smacking him like that. Next are skeletal targets. So your aim is to actually break the bones of your opponent. Shoulder blades, very good for that. Elbows, wrists, knees. So strong attacks. For example, direction 1 and 2 are very good for breaking the collarbone of your target. Things like that, especially low strikes against the knee, things like that are effective for that. Then next we have the muscle targets. So we're aiming to tear muscles, especially when the opponent is holding a weapon. You want them to drop the weapon. So your aim is, for example, against the biceps or the tricep. So targets like that on the bicep or from the back. The tricep are very good for your opponent to drop the weapon. So really aiming for the muscle there. And lastly, organ targets. Organs are easier to target when you have a bladed weapon like a knife or a sword. With a stick, possibly you can hit the lungs, the liver, things like that. But you don't see direct impact. So organs that are visible, easy targets. So the eyes and testicles. So for eyes you can use things like poke, speed strike, and for the testicles, obviously the good old uppercut. So this was the theory behind body targets. Now we have the parry motions. So I'll start with the horizontal parry with the high line, mid line, low line. So I'll start with high line and switch mid line and low line. So first the horizontal parry. High line. Horizontal parry midline. Horizontal parry low line. Okay, moving on to vertical parry. So vertical parry, high line. Vertical parry midline. And vertical parry low line. Almost identical, but just a little bit more towards the front. Lastly, circular parry. So this was the last technique. Thank you all for watching. Good luck with grading. Thank you very much.